What is up, everyone, and welcome to episode 61 of the Random Encounter Podcast. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by Mr. Ash Destroyum,
Yo, what's up, guys?
Phaneckswhy,
What's up? What's up?
and the best from the West, The Geek Show.
What's good, everybody?
We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today, but before we start, happy birthday, Ash. It's your birthday.
Thank you so much, James.
Another year older. How about that? Survived another year.
And many more years to come.
Definitely. We definitely want that. But yeah, happy birthday. We appreciate you showing up today. You know, it's always fun when we have a full, cast here. It's I don't know, it's just always fun. The more of us the merrier versus last week where I was by myself for a little bit before Ash joined. I was like, oh. But as I said earlier, we do got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. As always, don't forget, like and subscribe. Trying to hit 500 subscribers. So close. Need 35 more subscribers. So definitely hit that subscribe button. It does help out a lot. We do the podcast every Sunday. I try to put out a video at least once a week. I'm trying to do twice a week, but I'm trying to get that rhythm first. And of course, we do a couple streams throughout the week. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Let's start off with you, Geek. What have you been working on? Any updates on your channel? Anything that you're working on?
As soon as you said geek, that's when my dog started barking.
I couldn't hear it, so that's all good.
Okay, cool. Believe it or not, I just been working on. I haven't been playing any games. I haven't played any games like minus streaming them. I just been playing like Mario Party, Mario, like everything light Mario, Nintendo games, like multiplayer stuff. Since the last time we was talking about the archives, I did a full go back in the lab and cut it in half because 12 hours every weekend plus life, that's kind of hard.
No, I understand that.
So what I did was I just cut it in half, and now I got them like at 30 minutes. So I'm almost to, I got about 3/4 done, at least eight per series, and since I had already done 4, then I just cut them in half. So it's just syncing them up and stuff like that. But I think it runs smoother. I think it runs a lot smoother than it had for an hour, because I can cut certain things out, and I see why. Because it was a lot of fluff with certain games, especially like Xenoblade, just roaming around. And the only thing is my PC is not powerful enough to stream and record at the same time.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do, time is limited. I can't play, the game off camera and then stream it too. But so I try to only do one playthrough, if possible. And that's why I was complaining about tutorials before, because I've seen a lot of tutorials, because all modern games have at least 6 tutorials in the beginning.
Yep.
But other than that, like right now before the stream, I was working on the intro for because now I'm gonna add 2. I'm still crazy. I'm gonna add 2 more series. I'm gonna add Tales of Arise, because the DLC drops.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to just put Chrono Cross back in the beginning, since it doesn't talk. 7's my favorite number, so I'm just gonna go 7 hours instead of 12. That's still ridiculous, but I mean, that's how I live life. I don't know. I just came out the womb like that. That's how I do it. But I was having a lot of trouble. I don't know how many of you guys played Tales of Arise.
I haven't yet.
I did. I love it.
and did you beat it? Or did you guys get a chance to see the second ending? Okay.
Wait. Whoa.
No, the second ending, as in the intro. As the intro.
That's what you mean. That's what I was about to say. I was second ending. Excuse me. I'm like, I'm not gonna go back. Complete the whole thing.
I was getting hammered with DMCA, and I want to use those songs, but you can't. And I
the intro. You talking about like the anime opening songs?
Hinaba, and then Hello.
Oh yeah, Hibana.
Can't do it. I've been trying. I've synthesized it. I put it to an 8-bit. No, it's just, I've even did like somebody had a cover and they just did it literally from the piano, and they said it's free to use. But no, I'm not going to share revenue for 2 minutes for 7 or 12 hours. That's ridiculous. But the game just sounds so much better with it. But right before the stream, basically what I was doing is that I just found a way. I use like some of the in-game stuff, so I won't get hammered by the copyright, because that copyright, I don't like it. They'll reach back from something from 6 months, 2 years, 5 years ago.
Yeah,
But that's been about it. Literally, just
it's funny.
Editing and working.
It's funny you mentioned copyright, because I was looking through my videos and I was like, you know what? I'm playing Kingdom Hearts. I wonder if anything's copyright, because I know for sure the opening will be copyright right away. So I skipped the opening. But then I looked, I was at Halloween Town, and I looked, there was a copyright, claim, not claim, but I guess it was a claim, not a strike. And I looked through, and there's like 20 different people. I was like, what the heck? Like, none of these people own this song, and it's just the background music for Halloween Town. I'm like, nobody here did this song. Why am I getting, have to share with like, there's I think Family Jewels, who does like guitar covers. For some reason, it went to him as well. I'm like, what?
That's weird. That makes no sense. That's weird.
But it's like YouTube, it does it automatically for whatever reason. And like, you can fight it, but I'm like, right now I'm not making money, so there's no point in fighting it. I'll just leave it like that. Like, I'll get to that. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But some weird stuff, and it happens all the time. Like Mario 64, if you play what is it, the Dire Docks or whatever song, the water level that's in Mario 64. You play that music right away, there's some weird like company that tries to claim it, even though they don't own the rights to the music. And it seems like everybody has that. But I'm excited to see Archives come back, because I was like, I've been looking, like yesterday I was looking up, I was like, maybe he's coming back now, and I looked it up. I was like, man, what the heck? No Archives? Like, come on, my evening is gonna be boring now. Like, I can't put that on. But because it has a good feeling, like watching it. Like, I was talking to my wife, like, I have this in the background, and I'll tune in, like I'll be watching something with my wife, but then like I'll go back to watching it, and listening to the music, and then kind of like just the whole feel of it has that old school Toonami vibe. I'm serious. Like, it reminds me of at night watching nightly Toonami, or even like Adult Swim at the time, when they would show like Cowboy Bebop and stuff like that. It reminds me of that time, in that era. I was like, yeah, this is cool. So I'm excited to see Archives come back for sure. And then with added games like Tales of Arise, I mean, Archives is bad for me because it made me buy Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Octopath Traveler 2. So it's like, you adding Tales of Arise is probably going to make me buy that. So it is kind of bad for me, but still, I'm excited for it to come back.
See, that's the whole goal. I'm also an Amazon affiliate, so I do want to link that info card at the end. I'm not going to spam it, but at the end, so then somebody will just be like, hey, let me just add this, boom, bada bing, every cent counts. I'm excited about it too. So, but I'm not going to rush it. Yeah. And the reason why I wanted to wait till another 3-day weekend. This is a 3-day weekend, Columbus Day. Some places celebrate it, but the way very meticulous. The way I want it, I want it. I have a homeboy who's supposed to do the voice acting for it, but he doesn't have the time, so that's why I end up just doing it myself. But I really want it to be where I don't have to touch it. Yeah. That's what I don't. I was literally pulling out the little bit of hair I got left, trying to get it done. And then I got hammered because it's 12 hours. 12 hours. I use Adobe Premiere. It's just sitting there slurping up. And if it has a glitch or something goes wrong, which it did, of course, on Thursday night, the last time I did it. And then I got hit with 2 copyrights from, like you just said, with somebody who claimed a free, funny song I had to write a whole damn manuscript to appeal it, but I did win the appeal recently because they didn't say anything in 30 days. But I'm excited for it. I definitely going to make some more promos. Like, remember the Outlaw Star one, you guys, the Cowboy Bebop one. I want to make promos like that. I'm basically knocking Toonami. I'm not going to sit there in front. I just got a black blue girl, and I'm just flying around in space. But yeah, I love Toonami. The same feel. I used to watch it coming home, and then at night. So I think it's going to move up to 5. So it's going to move up to probably to 5 to 12 because I want it to basically be at like towards a nighttime thing because some of the end games are mature rated. So
yeah, no, definitely. I think we all know don't do Mortal Kombat 1 because everybody is getting demonetized for that one, or partial monetized because of the age rating, which is crazy. I saw what's his name, Mighty Keith just got that on Twitter that he put up a Mortal Kombat 1 skit, and yeah, he just got partial demonetized, so it gets a little bit because of mature content, which is kind of weird, but
like what was in the video? I mean, obviously Mortal Kombat stuff related, but was there any gore in like that? Because I know who Mighty
no,
Keith is. He's like a skit type of dude that
yeah.
does funny stuff. So
I mean, yeah, I
normally,
mean, I don't know. I didn't see the whole video, but like I know anybody, regardless of what they do, if they even show a little bit of Mortal Kombat 1, that's it. They're getting
that's so
yeah.
whack. Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's only Mortal Kombat 1 is doing that.
Weird. That's
Yep.
really weird.
Octopath did it. That's how I got my first strike. Octopath 2.
Oh, because of the main theme?
Yep. Yep.
I wonder why. Because
they hurt me. I woke up and had a strike. It scared the out of me. I was like, I've never had a strike before. I was scared, like seriously. And they took down that's why I was like, there might be something Xenogears coming, because they also took down Xenogears. The track I had, the Phaneckswhy God, and I'm like, they never take down stuff unless they're about to do something. Like, what are y'all doing, Square Enix?
yeah,
Maybe, hopefully.
That's weird. Yeah. With Octopath, I wonder if it's because they did so many like covers of the opening, like when it was being released, they had so many people do like different covers. Maybe because of that. I don't know. Yeah, that's weird because I think the first opening theme is not there. Not only that, like you can Google search Octopath Traveler 2 like opening, and it's or menu theme or whatever you want to call it, and it's there. Like people have the video up, so that's kind of awkward that they.
Well, it could have been because I had an extended play, and I didn't. I had an extended play, and I didn't transform it enough. I didn't put, like, I did a Skies of Arcadia, but I actually made move, like, that's crazy, but I actually cut out, the characters Ica and Fina and Vise, and then put them like where it looked like they were 3D, and then the clouds were coming in back of them and stuff. And then I would put like the little, so I transformed it, so that didn't get hammered, but I just had it like on a loop. That and the Fangs of Board God, but I think it was because the fact that I had it out like the same day or a couple days before when the game released, and they didn't like that, and they were like, I just want all the revenue, and I respect it. Thankfully it's been over 6 months now, so the strike is gone. But that's why I've been like extra scared, and I just use my dummy account, to my bot account, basically Akasha's account, to like test videos and stuff. That's a good way to test if you got like another account, just to see if it's gonna get flagged. That's my like protection.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Might have to test that out in the future for sure. But all right, let's go ahead and dive into some bit of news. I won't say small news this time because some of this news is kind of big. But let's go ahead and start off with Tim Sweeney commenting on his layoff. So we know last week Epic Games announced layoffs. The company, I would say one of the biggest video game companies in terms of revenue, right? About the amount of revenue they're gaining is doing layoffs, which it's kind of weird if your company's doing layoffs. But he did respond back to everybody questioning the layoffs. And here's what he has to say. So he posted this on X, or somebody posted it, and he's saying that this wasn't a right sizing. I think we were in the right side, and I loved our original plans. So he's laying off 830 employees, and they're saying they're having financial issues right now, which I don't believe that. Like, I mean, honestly, when you look at it, it's like they're just being very, very, very greedy. He goes on to say this was a survival move that was necessary.
Yeah, sure.
For who?
And it says, and what we did accomplish, the one thing is we stabilize our finances so we won't run out of money as we build the metaverse.
Stabilize, sure.
How about you take a pay cut and that'll stabilize it?
Yeah. Stabilize whose finances? Yeah, he says our, but who's our? Like, is our Epic Games, is our me and the the shareholders? Like, whose finances did you stabilize? Like, what do you guys think about this comment, man? This is, I don't know. I'll let you guys talk.
So let me start you off with this. I don't feel really surprised about this happening because a lot of corporate America does the same thing when it comes to restructuring, laying off some people just so they can reach a certain amount of profit. keyword profit, because they don't no matter how much profit they want, they want to go even higher. So it's literally just comes down to greed at the by the end of the day. So Tim Sweeney doing this, I'm not super surprised about it. But the fact that he's trying to color this as something that we're struggling, no, you're not struggling, buddy. Just stop it. You're like, no matter how much you try to say, we can literally bring up the numbers. So like, how many developers use your Unreal Engine 4 and 5, by the way. I'm pretty sure 5 is like readily available. How many microtransactions happen in Fortnite? How many this? How many that? And like, you have so much, you have so many assets, and you have the audacity to fire all those people. Like, bro, if you're worried about not getting a bonus, just don't take the bonus and like invest your money correctly. Like, I don't know what's the big deal with some of these companies that just want to just lay off just because they want more money, right?
And they're already planning on like charging more for Unreal Engine.
Yep.
Yeah. So like, because they're going to continue growing. The thing with with American corporate is that you just want to just grow faster. I'm just like, bro, slow down. just slow down. You can still keep the same amount of people. It's going to take a little bit longer for you to get where you need to go. You don't need to lay off some people, for Christ's sake. Like, come on. Like, yeah.
Real quick,
ridiculous.
Ash, can you lower your volume a little bit?
Sure. How about this?
Let me see.
Testing. 1
A
2
little
1
bit
2 1 2
more.
1 2.
A little bit more.
Lower?
Yeah. Yeah, because on Mixer, like you're going almost at the red.
Oh, peaking. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. How about now?
It's about the
How
same
about now?
Still the same.
I'm slowly just turn this down. How about now?
Still the same. Keep going.
How about now?
There you go. That's a little bit better. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I just went praise like, how about now? So there we go.
Yeah. There you go. That's better there. But yeah, no, I agree. You know, one thing I forgot to mention too is they're also raising the price of V-Bucks as well.
Yeah. See?
What?
Like,
Yeah. So
I
it's
beg your
like,
pardon?
yeah, so Unreal Engine going up, V-Bucks going up, and laying off people. So yeah, talk about maximizing profits.
That makes no. Okay, whatever.
and I'm wondering, like, if with these layoffs that they happen, if some of these people who are like getting close to the end of their contracts or close to retiring, that way they're laying them off so they don't have to like pay certain like fees and whatnot.
Yeah.
That could also be the case.
Yeah.
The thing is, irregardless if they have to do those things, they're not going to be hurting. They're not going to be like in debt. Like that's the thing. Like just pay for them.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not gonna be closing their doors.
I hope those 830 people got some sort of severance for like 6 months. I hope.
That'd be nice.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
Typically in the video game industry, I don't know. I always wonder, do they get severance? I don't think they do, but
I don't know.
that would be a good hope.
Do they
I
have
think it has to
unions?
depend on the contracts. It has to depend on their contracts.
I don't think any of the gaming companies have unions.
There's no
Not that I
unions.
know of.
Yeah.
on
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
But I think it has to depend on their contracts.
There's definitely no unions in the game industry. I know that because those same developers are getting paid breads and crumbs compared to actual developers and stuff like yeah. There's definitely no unions.
And that's one of the biggest things that we've talked about plenty of times is the video game industry, man. Like it's too mainstream now. And when I mean by mainstream, right, it's like now that these corporate like big guys are in on the gaming industry, in my opinion, I think the gaming quality has gone downhill, right? Which is, call me biased or whatever, but I still think that the Japanese are still doing it the best. A lot of Japanese games, I still think they're pretty, I won't say varied, but they're still very interesting. They do their own thing. Where over here, it's kind of like, no, you got to do this, but make sure you have these microtransactions. Make sure you have this DLC. Make sure you have this, right? There's a set amount of things. Like they want you to create a game. Yeah, there's checkboxes that you have to have. And, in the words of my friend Shulk,
I'm not really feeling it.
because it's, it just like, I can't, man. Like I don't like where the video game industry is going in terms of this. Another thing I wanted to mention is somebody had mentioned, I don't remember who, but I remember talking to somebody, and they were saying like, yeah, everybody should move to Unreal Engine. This is a reason why everybody shouldn't move to Unreal Engine. And Capcom, keep doing what you're doing with the RE engine, and everybody else, Nintendo, continue doing your own stuff. Don't use Epic's engine or anybody else. Just use your own engine, create your own engine. Back then, companies created their own gaming engine and did that. Yeah, it makes things easier, it makes things more fluid, but then you get things like this, and it's like, no, come on, what if Unreal Engine goes up in price and everybody decides to use Unreal Engine, these $70 games will then become $80 games, and so forth, and then Unreal will go up in price again, and then yeah, you see where I'm getting at, right? It's the Netflix effect, right?
Yeah.
And we don't want that. The Unreal Engine is going to become like Netflix, taking down Blockbuster, aka all these other engines, and then they're going to start skyrocketing the price, and we don't want that. Definitely not. But Geek, any thoughts on all this?
It reminds me of when Ubisoft was talking about them doing, with the writer. I can't
Yeah.
talk with the Ghost Rider. They're just downsizing, like Ash said, and like we all been saying, it's just a money game, and they're just like, soon as I'm out here in LA, and as soon as the writers strike was over, that's when Netflix, the next day, that's
Yeah.
when all the companies are like, okay, that's the whole inflation. Once they gonna pay people $20 an hour out here from McDonald's, okay, so what they're gonna do is what? They're gonna raise the prices, and then they're gonna fire people and then they're gonna make the people who are there working there work extra, and then
Yep.
so you're not really getting the $20. You're not getting the $20,
Mhm.
especially when it's sad. I know this is food, but isn't it sad that the average person can't even afford a meal for an hour if they were only get $10 an hour, and
Yeah.
after tax? Well, because the tax out here is like 11%.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can't. It's
Yeah.
like 12 something after. Like, I went to El Pollo Loco a few weeks ago, and they raised the price. It used to be, you get the little half a chicken meal with the rice and stuff. It's like 10 something. Now it's 12.90 something. So all this is the same thing with the gaming industry. Once they start outsourcing it to, when they got the computers now, that because I use ChatGPT,
Mhm.
for some things and stuff. So once they start doing that and it gets smarter, they don't need you.
Yeah.
And that's what one of the big things was in there with the actors, is because, which I thought was crazy. Like, how can you go say you're gonna give me $2,000 for one thing, and then that's a lifetime, and then you can just keep using and reusing my face over and over in the background.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the same thing with with the assets and stuff with video games developers and voice actors and everybody else in between are doing this work. And that's the crazy thing, is that's why everybody's, it's bad, but it could flip. Remember, the gaming industry almost crashed, what, 2014, around
Yep.
that era? Like, that
Oh,
wasn't
way
the
before
people
that. Yeah.
talk about it now,
Yeah.
but that was when it was really like the PlayStation 3, the Xbox One, and the Wii U were not like the peak. It was just like, okay, it was okay.
Well, yeah,
It
that's
was
when
okay.
that's that era when first person shooters, everything in wanted to be a
Mm-hmm.
first person shooter, right? And,
Yeah,
and it's
that's
because and
what
there's a lot of things like it's weird. Like people were just making a first person shooter because Call of Duty did great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Halo was doing
Yeah.
great. And it's like we want to do that stuff. Battlefield was also doing great. And I was like, no, like you don't need to go that way. And that's why I like that Nintendo stays away from them. They're like, we'll just continue doing our things. We're gonna fund the games that we believe are gonna be fun and keep it that way.
respect.
Versus, PlayStation, and Xbox chasing the mainstream, right? Like it goes to kind of like I want to say I don't
It
want to
you just
offend anybody, but like to music, right? Like growing up, I was always into like underground rap. I was never into mainstream rap because underground had unique beats and unique flows, where all the mainstream stuff, especially nowadays, it's just way too similar. You put on that song, put on another song, and is that somebody who doesn't listen to a lot of the mainstream stuff now? I'm like, did I just hear that song? It sounds exactly alike, right? It's like that Skyrim effect where they only use 5
Mm-hmm.
different voice actors. That's what mainstream rap reminds me of. It's like, did I just hear that song? And that's what games are becoming now. It's like I feel like I played this game already, and it's a shame. It's a shame that that's where things are going. What were you gonna say, Fan?
I don't even know anymore.
I do have something to say.
What's up?
It was relating to Geek's point about the writer strike.
Mhm.
How about this? Let's have a video game strike. All the developers go on strike. We don't get any games, and guess what? It's a good time for you to go back and play the older games. And we realize, holy crap, what have we been missing? Like,
I
come on, I'm
mean,
just saying
to be
they can do
fair,
it.
that's where I'm stuck at. Like, I really want to play like Assassin's Creed Mirage and like a lot
Like,
of these newer games, but it's like I was replaying Chrono Trigger last week, and I'm playing Chrono Trigger. I'm like, man, this game is still better than like 99% of the games that are out today. And this is a game
Mhm.
from what? When did Chrono Trigger come out? Like 96 or something like that? Like,
Yeah.
Definitely the SNES
Yeah.
era. So yeah.
1995. Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's still good. Like the music, music's
Mhm.
just top notch. That battle theme, with
You
that
know,
bass line, like,
can I
oh
can I
man.
see?
Dude,
Can I
the
just say
bass,
this? I got, I
the
just got to
bass.
say
I
this
Man.
can't.
because
That bass
One of
is
the first
brutal.
games I played when the Steam Deck came out.
Yeah.
it's such a it's that era, and I think it's because, and this is what my point I was saying earlier. It could be good because if the industry, I hope it doesn't have a crash, but if it has a crash, a lot of the people are going to do what? They're going to become indie developers. They're going to continue to want to create. And then that can start the whole new genesis of like kind of had to do with the movie industry. It had to hit low and then it
Yeah.
had to do it again. Like I always say, we vote with our dollar. If
Yep.
I don't like it, I'm not buying it.
Yep.
That's what sells. If we keep complaining, but we keep on buying all the skins. Not me, I don't buy skins, but I did used to buy VC on 2K. And I had that crack itch for 2K. I had that VC itch. When they told me that I could pay $5 to have DeMarcus Cousins and Tyreek Evans and Paul George on the same team, I messed around and spent like 50, $60. And I think that was in 2014. And then I was like, I got a problem. I gotta stop.
They got him.
They got me. So I'm part of the problem too, but I think that it could be a good thing if it goes that route. But I mean, hopefully it doesn't have to get to that different place. But when games came out a long time ago, they didn't have all the glitz and glam, and it was like we have to put the story in the gameplay. And that's one thing I'll piggyback what you were saying, James. I love about Nintendo, even though it ain't got no story. It's debatable. You can tell me what stories they got, but they put it in the gameplay. Like it's in the gameplay. You feel like you're playing a game. You're feeling and absorbing the world through whether it's Mario jumping or it's Link with the shield or it's Samus and using her vibe. Pokemon, when you're catching Pokemon, that's why they don't have to have voice acting, and we're still gonna buy it. Like my dumb behind still bought Pokemon and only played it for 10 hours. So
Yeah, and it has that fun factor. I would argue Scarlet and Violet weren't that fun, but it was a good game. Like I enjoyed it. It's just the performance was what really got me. But yeah, like Nintendo games still have that fun factor. You get Tears of the Kingdom, you're playing it, and you're like, wow, like it might be similar to Breath of the Wild, but it's also very, very different, and it's fun versus other games that I played, like playing Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2. Outside of the story, I was like, this feels the same exactly. There's very few games, you play Mario Sunshine, then you jump into Galaxy, you're like, whoa, this is, excuse me, two different games, and then you go to Galaxy 2, and it still feels different than Galaxy 1. There's a lot of like uniqueness that they go there. And I just think the video game industry, like you said, I agree. They need that crash. That's why I'm happy that like the Messenger and Sea of Stars got a lot of hype. Sea of Stars, great game. Really loved it. Felt very old school, and it still did well, and it seems to be doing well. And I think people need to take a look like, hey, we don't need this, giant AAA game. You can make a fun game that has no microtransactions, no anything, and it's still fun. Tears of the Kingdom, people were actually upset there was no DLC. I'm like, I'm okay with that. Like, I don't need DLC for Tears of the Kingdom.
It's fine without it.
Exactly. Like you don't need DLC for every little thing. You know what would be good? So there's a new Jujutsu Kaisen game coming out. And I'm like, man, and I think they already announced, if I'm not mistaken, I think they already announced DLC characters. I'm like,
why?
Like, yeah, I'm like, why not just have them in? Like I feel
Actually,
like they're gonna do that with the new Naruto game. I guarantee you, like you have the Naruto characters they announced, they're only adding like 4 characters. I was like, wait a minute, but all the other Boruto characters are not there. I guarantee you're gonna add them all in there as DLC.
honestly, they've been doing this for a while, so I don't know why I even ask why. Like they've been doing this like for like years already. It's ridiculous, right? But like I said, strike. Either we vote for a lot once or have all the developers go on strike.
Yeah,
Let's just do it. Come on,
Or just be smarter with like your IP.
Yeah,
Freaking diversify
like
your freaking if you're running it like a business, run it like a business, right?
Yeah.
Don't try and make money just on the game alone. Utilize your IP.
Yeah.
freaking that's how Nintendo does it.
Yep.
hmm
I mean, they just freaking announced that they're what Animal Crossing's partnering up with
Lego.
Legos.
Lego. Yep.
Yeah.
Which is
That was
another topic.
unexpected.
Yeah.
That was unexpected, and my sister was gonna be really happy about that. So
Yeah,
Sounds like
I mean,
that.
like do stuff like that,
The
or
amiibo.
like freaking Cyberpunk.
the
They
amusement
just
park.
announced that they're going to be doing a live action like movie or TV show or something now.
You got the anime and
So
now live action TV
yeah,
show. Yeah.
yeah, just freaking diversify your IP.
Yeah. If you need more money, put them in different areas. And I agree. That's the way to go. It's a good segue because we were going to talk about the Animal Crossing Lego announcement. Like I think they're cool. You know, I'll admit, like looking at them, like, man, like looked at my wallet, looked at the the screenshot, looked at my wallet again. I'm like, nah, I don't know. I was like, I don't
Legos
know.
are expensive.
They are, but it's got me
People buy them
thinking.
though.
They will, and that's
Yeah.
cool. Like my daughter
Yep.
saw him, and she's like, "Oh," she's like, "Dad, can you buy me that?" I was like, "We'll see. We'll see there." Yeah, I'll tell you what'll get me if Nintendo ever made a Metroid Lego set or a Zelda
Mm,
Lego set. That's it. They got
yeah.
me.
I
You know.
mean, they've already make Mario, and now
Mhm.
they're doing Animal Crossing. I would not be
Yep.
surprised if they start doing other stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess while we're on the topic of Nintendo, also, did you guys check out that new live action trailer for the new Pokemon series?
No.
No,
Yes. So there's a
I
new
didn't see
Pokemon
it.
series coming out called Poketsume, and it's a live action TV
Mm,
show. And basically it stars a main character, I don't remember her name, but she basically receives a package from her mother, and it's her old Game Boy and her old Pokemon Red copy, and she goes through playing Pokemon Red, and it just follows her as she's going through life while also trying to fall in love with Pokemon all over again.
okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting show. It's not, it reminds me, I'm not sure if you guys ever seen was it the Dad of Light? It was like a Final Fantasy 14 TV series. It's about a
Oh
dad who
yeah,
goes and plays
yeah, I remember.
Final Fantasy 14 with his son. It reminds me of that, which that show was actually pretty fun. Like I watched it and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. So yeah, there is a Pokesume. It comes out October 19th. And yeah, it looks pretty interesting. I'll probably check it out and see how it is.
yeah.
If you're thinking a live
Funny.
action Pokemon with like real looking Pokemon, no, that's not what that is. It's just,
That's what I was thinking. Like when you were explaining, I'm like,
yeah.
oh, is she going to get like isekai'd into like the
Yeah.
game?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought too. But like,
No,
if,
she
like,
doesn't.
Yeah.
if it was like that, I hope like it got the same One Piece live action treatment and stuff, right?
Yeah.
If it was like that, but it looks like something totally opposite. So, which
Yeah,
is fine.
nothing like that. Yeah, no, they
Yeah.
do. At least they do show a part in the trailer where I guess she has to talk to her boss, and then it shows in her thoughts the way she's looking at it is her as the trainer, her boss is a Pokemon trainer, and it shows a little Game Boy screen. Like, yeah, I was like, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
So
That's
yeah, there's
good.
some cool stuff. So I recommend checking out the trailer. It looks pretty interesting, definitely. Redfall just got an update, and
Okay.
it still sucks, I guess. You know, so
Yeah, exactly.
I
so
know we
there's
tried playing it once, and it was
yeah,
just
it was bad.
yeah.
The
They added
the
more
the,
enemies. They added more
the sites
enemies.
the sites in my okay emoji.
Oh, so
That's all I got for that.
so it wasn't like so barren.
Yeah, exactly. I think the biggest thing was difficulty, and I looked at the update notes, and there was nothing saying that they made the AI smarter. Because that was the biggest issue with me and you. We were playing on the hardest difficulty, and it was still very easy. So yeah, Redfall. I mean, be fair. Like I was very interested in Redfall. I thought it looked cool, and it just, it fell apart. It just wasn't that great. So hopefully they can fix it to a game that becomes pretty decent, and I will go back to it for sure. I mean, we've seen
What's
that
the
happen
game
with
about again?
Cyberpunk. Vampires, basically.
No, oh, that's it. Redfall. That's Redfall.
Yeah, Redfall. Yep,
Yep.
about vampires.
Oh,
Yep, you
okay.
gotta shoot vampires.
All right.
And then RoboCop Rogue City has a demo that's available on Steam. For those of you who
Oh.
don't know what RoboCop Rogue City is, it's basically a
I know
first-person
what it is.
shooter game. And I've heard people say it's actually pretty good. They've been excited for it because the same company who made this also made a Terminator game recently.
Yes, I remember. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
and that game was actually pretty good apparently as well. So yeah, if you're interested in that, I might try it out and check it out and see how it is. I like RoboCop. OG
I love
RoboCop.
RoboCop.
Yeah. So this looks pretty interesting. If it's a good story, I wouldn't mind a good story first person shooter because the last great first person shooter story, and I'm not counting Metroid Prime was
Halo.
well, there's also Halo as well. But I wasn't thinking of Halo. I was actually thinking
Yeah,
of
like
Republic
this.
Commando. Republic Commando on Xbox. Well, I guess it's not on PC as well. Like I really love that story. That was like one of the best stories in a first person shooter for sure. But yeah, let's start talking about Nintendo shutting down the 3DS and Wii U online servers. Does anybody here care?
I thought they
I
I thought they did that when they shut
don't.
down the eShop, but
No, the online
yeah.
servers were still there. I mean,
Mm.
to be fair, I've heard comments saying like the Vita outlived the 3DS and Wii U, which is true. But at the same
That's
time,
funny.
like when you think about it, like what games are on? Well, I guess there's quite a few games that you can play online. Like you have the Final Fantasy Explorers. But even then, I don't even know. Is
Mario
that
Kart
considered?
7,
Yeah, there's Mario Kart
Mario
Animal
Seven,
Kart
Mario Kart
7,
Crossing.
8.
Kid Icarus Uprising.
Did that have online
There,
gameplay?
oh yeah, Kid Icarus Uprising.
I didn't know
I
that.
can
Only
only
multiplayer?
think Animal
Bro, you've
Crossing
been missing
and
out,
3DS.
man. That was the stuff when it came out. With the everyone had the Pandora's claws, bro. Bro, man.
I never played Kid Icarus Uprising because
Oh
those were
man,
like
I
limited
hope one day.
copies. Oh,
Oh,
I
you're
have
right.
it.
Yeah, I got the limited edition to where it came with the stand and everything like
Yeah,
that. Oh my god. Yeah, it was, bro. It freaking slapped when it came out, and it still slaps.
I know.
I
I've
hope
heard
they
good things
remastered
about
that
it.
game. I hope they remastered the game to the Switch. But
That would
yeah,
be
there's
nice.
that. There's that one. I think that's all I can think of for when it comes to like best multiplayer games on the 3DS. I mean, there's a Pokemon games, obviously. Pokemon,
Yeah,
of course.
I guess
But
Smash
like,
3DS as well.
yeah, Smash 3DS, which I don't know who's playing that.
I play. Yeah,
Despite the fact I have a kiosk for it,
yeah.
but
I still
but
play it. I actually enjoy it a lot because I do like Smash Run. I think it's very unique, and then I also
yeah,
like there's some levels or stages that are not in Smash Bros Ultimate. And the neat
yeah,
thing to go back to it too is like the characters, because people don't realize it, or maybe yeah, I guess hardcore fans would know that. But like the characters, some of the same characters play a little bit different than they do in Smash Ultimate. They might have different speeds, different strengths, and stuff like that.
yeah. I definitely see that. Here's the thing, right? The way I reacted to this, I was like, crap, man, that sucks. But at the same time, I'm just like, who was actually playing on these servers to begin with, right?
Yeah,
Because
you never
in
know.
Nintendo's eyes, they shut them down mainly because okay, we're spending all this money on electricity for the server that nobody's using. So at this point, we're just going to just shut it down to begin with.
Yeah,
And I feel like later on, like some of the smart ones in the community will make their own servers, so that way, you all you gotta do is put like a DNS query inside of your like Nintendo device, so that way you can still connect to the Nintendo online servers and still play with other people and stuff.
yeah.
It happened before, so I'm
So
not
they
too.
Yeah, I was gonna say they already announced that. So the people that did for the Wii, there's a server you can connect to on the Wii and play Wii games still online. That same team
Yeah,
announced that they're working on it for the 3DS and Wii U now.
yeah. So everything's gonna be fine. It's still gonna be preserved the way it's gonna be preserved and stuff. I can understand why Nintendo did that in the first place, because literally almost nobody was using it. They're literally trying to migrate all their people onto the new Nintendo online account platform. So I'm just like, at this point, yeah, they already shut down. They already shut down the eShop for both the Wii U and 3DS. So at that point, the last leg standing is probably the online play,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So I'm not too concerned about it anymore. So
Yeah. Anybody else have thoughts on that?
I
No.
wasn't the biggest handheld guy. Like the time when handhelds really hit like hard, I was like in anime and RPGs at that point, and
Yeah.
I just really liked sitting and playing an RPG with a controller in my hand. That was like my that's why I like the Switch, because I had bought the Super Game Boy for the SNES when you put the Game Boy, and that's how I play Pokemon Yellow, Red, and Blue. And then I bought what was the one for GameCube? The Game Boy Player.
Game Boy Player. Yep.
And that's how I played Advance Wars and Minish Cap. So I guess I was kind of hybriding it a little bit then, but
Yep. I had
I wasn't the biggest person on the handheld.
So I had the Game Boy Player as well, and because I opted in, I had a choice. I can get the Game Boy Player, or I could have gotten a Game Boy Advance. But I was like, you know what? I'd rather just get the Game Boy Player, because in my head I was like, I could play these games on the bigger screen, which of course you could. And I always love that you can change the border around it and stuff like that. So I always would mess around with that. but yeah, that's how I played all my GBA games was through a Game Boy player. And then eventually I just kept my brother's his Game Boy SP, which is I don't know oh I think
It used to
my
make
son
me
has it.
mad, actually. I used to get angry when it was a game that seriously, when it was like when Advance Wars came out, I was like, why didn't Advance Wars come out on console? And a lot of games I felt would have did better on console. We
Yeah.
might still
Alright,
be talking about it,
Yeah, the only handheld I had was a Game Boy Advance, and it was mainly just so I can, or in a regular Game Boy Color, like Game Boy Color, just for Pokemon. That was really
Yeah.
it.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh was good on the DS. I did have Yu-Gi-Oh. And I
Oh.
used to get because that's how I used to get the rare cards. Like I got Slate Warrior
Yeah.
and I think Harpy's Feather Duster, if I'm not mistaken.
I had the Yu-Gi-Oh GBA game, where you're the what is it, the Battle City arc, and that was awesome because like you create your own character and you're playing that storyline, but as your own character. So you had to battle like Yugi, and you go through all of that stuff, and at the end you've battle like Merrick and all that. It was a cool game. I actually have the ROM downloaded. Oops, I mean the ROM.
Jesus Christ, bro.
The ROM,
the
like
ROM.
offloaded, right?
I
The
offloaded. Yes,
Yeah.
I
but yes.
offloaded the ROM.
The,
Yeah,
the,
Yes,
the, the,
uploaded,
Ro- the Rami the Rami
Yeah.
dumped.
Yeah, you
yes,
dumped it onto your PC.
Anyway.
exactly.
Yep.
But no, I
Easy to
love
think of.
that game. I played that like hours. I had a straight up like army of cards on there. I was like, yeah, like not even Yugi. Yugi was bowing down to me because he couldn't just handle me. So you were gonna say something,
All right,
Ash?
so I got a show and tell for y'all. So I found like my almost mint copy of the game.
Oh, nice.
Kid Icarus Uprising, and on the side includes a stand with it as well. I
Mhm.
can't find the stand right now. I'll find that later on. But on the back here, I don't know if you guys can read that if the camera bar to focus, but it says that free for all over the internet and stuff. So in the various weapons you can use, and I don't know if you can also see, but it also came in with some AR cards too.
I remember the AR cards. Yeah,
Yeah,
I used to play with
like,
the
bro,
AR cards a lot. I was like, oh, this is the coolest thing
dude,
ever.
like, dude, when this game came out, bro, everybody was on this, bro. Like, I swear, it was great. It was great. Like in the story and stuff. The story was fun. It wasn't like something super impactful, but all the characters were funny. Everyone's favorite villain was literally Hades. It was great. It was wonderful, and it made it even better when Smash 4 came out. They replaced Snake's Codex with the Palutena conversations between Pit and Palutena, and sometimes Rita will just hop in and talk about the characters too. So I'm like, awesome.
Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, it definitely hit. It definitely hit. So.
But yeah, that is that. The offline should be April 2024, so there's still some time to play some games
Oh
online.
shoot.
So yeah, it's only next year, right? Only in like 5 months or 6 months, because we're almost in 2024. Time flies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, yeah.
Yeah, you think about it. Like, oh yeah, we're in
We-
October. We're almost mid-October now. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's the 8th. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
my
Middle of
birthday.
October.
Wonderful. Jesus Christ.
September flew by. September felt like it wasn't even
Mhm.
here.
I agree.
It felt like two One Piece episodes. It was pretty short.
I agree.
Yeah.
It was very September for me was very eventful. There was a lot of stuff that went down September, and it's like, wow, like we're here, and I'm like, oh man, like already October. Like I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared.
Bro, tomorrow's gonna be Christmas. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
There's already been some Mariah Carey sightings, so yeah.
Oh no. Take her.
She's been out. She's been lurking since September.
Slowly thawing the ice.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. A little bit off topic, but today's weather outside, perfect.
Dude, I mowed the yard.
Yes.
It was so good. It
Perfect.
was nice.
Thank you, Mother Nature. That
Yes.
was the best birthday present Mother Nature
I was
could ever
like,
give me.
this
Is that
is-
weather? Oh my god.
Yeah, so Geek over here in Florida, like we just been bombarded with like 100-degree weather like nonstop during the whole summer. And today the high was like 77, and it felt so good to have a high at 77. Because after just constant 100-degree weather, it's so hot that you could have the AC full blast in your car and you're still sweating because it's hot outside. Like, oh, but yeah, today's weather was good.
I understand. I woke up the other day and it was 92 degrees.
Oof,
So yeah,
yeah.
it's I don't have AC.
Let's
I got a
Oh,
couple
let's keep
I got
it.
a couple fans.
oof.
So I know the
Portable
pain.
AC?
I got a humidifier, but that's
Oh,
not the
true,
same.
true.
It's not the same.
That's not the same.
You gotta learn air bending so you can get that win, just
I wish all the Avatar stuff was for real. That would have been so fun. To
I would
ride
love
that
to
kind
be
of
an
thing.
airbender. That's why airbenders got extinct, because AC companies were like, hey, with these airbenders, we're not gonna be able to we can't make money. The firebenders are like, we gotta make
Right.
money somehow. Like,
You're right, man. God.
Oh man, that's a true story. That's a true lore of Avatar. The Fire Nation just wanted to get rid of waterbenders and airbenders so they can sell AC units. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
that's a parody right there.
Right? Exactly. Perfect one. But speaking about fall being here, fall is here, and there's quite a few games still coming out. There is Spider-Man 2. We have Mario RPG in November. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Sonic Superstars. Still quite a few games coming out. What is everybody's favorite game or most anticipated game of the year?
Well, definitely Spider-Man 2 is at the bottom of the list. Like, the game's great. The game is going to be great when it comes out, but it's not my top. It's not my high priority right now.
You know what's funny is I feel like the whole podcast team is like that. Like none of us
Yeah.
are like, meh. Like it's Spider-Man 2.
I mean, like, I love me some Spider-Man,
Yeah.
but like,
It's
I
not
was,
a
like,
priority.
I was already expecting the second game to come out, so I'm like, I'm not going to be jumping up and down for it. You know
Yeah,
what I
I'm
mean?
more excited for their Wolverine game that they're going to be coming
There
Oh
you
out.
yeah,
go.
that
Yep.
Wolverine game. If
Yeah.
the Wolverine was coming
That's
this
my
month,
guy.
all right,
Yes.
let's go. All right, but
And,
yeah,
So-
and make it R. The whole. It's got to be
Yes.
bloody.
yeah,
Please.
please.
So I'm wondering if it's because our age group, right? Because like I've seen the Venom story so many times that just in the game,
Yeah.
it's just like I know this. I've seen this,
Yeah.
back in the
Game,
90s animation.
TV,
Yep.
animated cartoon, Spider-Man
I
Ultimate
got the
animated
whole thing in
cartoon,
VHS tape, bro. VHS.
Yeah. It's
comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we've seen it so
That's what
many
I was
times.
gonna say too. That's why that's my issue with comics now. It's the same story rehashed. Like
Mhm.
it's the same thing. Like one thing about manga, at least the stories, keep going into another direction, something new. But comics is just whatever new writer comes in, they'll just change everything. Oh,
Even
we're
though
just
the
gonna give this
genre is
person.
very similar, the story is what keeps it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. I agree.
Like that's why they've been pumping out like isekais like crazy with
Mm.
with manga. But it's all a little different where it makes it interesting.
Shield Hero
comics is
was a
just
nice different one.
you're just super powered and you're rich.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne.
I mean,
Yeah, you just almost every superhero is rich except Spider-Man. But how many times have we seen, like everybody said, how many times have we
they
seen
made
Spider-Man?
him rich. They made him rich when he went to
Did get
Japan.
rich.
Oh wow!
Remember he had
I didn't even know.
So there was
Not even that. It was during the Spider-Verse crossover when his body was taken over by Doc Ock and he became Superior Spider-Man.
Oh, I
And
remember
Superior Spider-Man became a mogul. Like he had a tech company. So he did
that's
become
smart.
rich.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I
Yes.
forgot about that comic. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
That's what
There he is. That's the
what
point,
the movie Into the Spider-Verse, that's what it was based on. Like they used snippets of that and then they just kind of did an original story.
And Into the Spider-Verse, that's the second one, right? Was that the
Both
first?
of them.
I'm trying to remember which one.
I haven't
is
seen the
which.
second one.
Yeah.
I've
There's
seen
two
the first
Spider.
one.
There's two. The second one's like another Spider-Verse. Like,
Yeah.
it's a continuing of the first one.
Because
But they did a crossover where it's a whole thing. Remember
Yeah.
the animated Spider-Man where like
Yeah.
Madam Web
Yeah.
like recruited
Yeah.
a bunch of Spider-Mans to the multiverse? That's pretty much what it was kind of like, except Doc Ock was the main Spider-Man person.
Yeah.
And they were,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
It was kind of like that.
Yeah, the only Spider-Man.
I'm glad you
story
guys
that-
knew what I was talking about.
Yeah. The last Spider-Man like story I really liked was again the introduction of Miles Morales, like the original Miles, where I've mentioned this plenty of times on the podcast, where Miles, Peter Parker died, the Green Goblin that he was fighting was basically a monster, wasn't even human, and that was like the people he had to fight, and I really liked that story because it's like Miles is alone. the hero died, and now he has to become Spider-Man and take up that mantle. And it's just something about like maybe it's like a sad thing, but it's something about that when somebody else has to pick up the mantle and they're brand new and they're starting from scratch. It just makes, I don't know. It makes for epic storytelling. It reminds me like Reboot. I remember, you guys watch Reboot? Anybody here? Like when
You
Enzo
totally
had to
on me.
take over for Bob.
So-
Yeah, it's like when Enzo had to take over for Bob, I was like, wow, like, this is cool because like Enzo is not Bob, and he's struggling to be the hero that Bob was, and just seeing that
Mhm.
struggle was like, to me, was kind of amazing because it's like, I don't know, it's just realistic. Like, all right, I'm not the best. I think it's part of some of me being in it because growing up, I was always like, I'm not the best, but I'm gonna try to be the best, and that's what these heroes are looking at. It's like, they're not the greatest, they're not these heroes, but they're trying to get to that level. So yeah, that's why I like the original Miles Morales. I don't like this Miles Morales where Peter Parker is his friend. Fun fact, like, or not fun fact, but like, okay, my biggest pet peeve about Spider-Man 2 is Miles Morales looks older than Peter Parker, but Peter Parker's supposed to be older. I'm like, I just hate that new Peter Parker look. But anyways, yeah. What you gonna say, Ash?
Oh, well, to piggyback off of that, I think that whole model for Peter Parker for Insomniac, it all started with remaster because the OG
Mm-hmm.
Peter Parker in Insomniac
Looks so much
Spider-Man on
better.
original PS4 was like so much better.
Yeah.
So there's that.
And the
But like,
OG one looks more like Yuri Lothal than this one. Everybody keeps saying that
yeah,
this one looks like, it's like, no, this one looks like
no,
Tom
it's not.
Holland.
Tom
The
Holland, yeah.
original one
Yeah.
looks exactly like Yuri Lothal. And then people are like, no, like, dude, like, I've known this dude since he voiced like Sasuke. Like, I was like a diehard fan of him when I heard him voicing Sasuke. So like, no, don't give me that.
I think, and I think my most anticipated game for around this time is pretty much going to be Super Mario RPG because it's been a
Yeah.
while since I played that game. And in fact, like everything is almost like 1-to-1. They even kept both the OG and remaster tracks onto the game. I'm like, thank
Yeah.
God. So there's that. Second is probably Mario Bros. Wonder because I've seen people actually try the demo and they were saying it's way snappier, way better
Mhm.
controls and stuff compared to
I forgot to mention that.
past Mario games. And then top of that, they were also saying there's actual difficulty slides you can enable on the levels apparently. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, really?
So I did
For
forget.
everybody. For everybody, awesome. So you want to play on easy, you can play on easy. You want to play on hard, you can play on hard. Nice choices. Thank you, Nintendo.
I did forget to mention that. Like, I wrote that in the notes and I forgot to talk about that. I did get to play Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and it's chef's kiss. Like, literally, it's way better than any new Super Mario Brothers game. I'll say, like, it feels so
It looks
fluid.
good.
It looks great. I mean, everything about it just seems great. I just can't wait to like fully play it. In the beginning, you get to choose whatever character you want, which is nice. Like, the demo allows you to choose whatever character, which was cool. I just chose Mario just to play as Mario, and just running through and everything was like, man, it just feels so like tight. Like, the controllers are tight. When you jump, it's jumping, or he's jumping. Man, I'm telling you, like, I recommend going to a local Best Buy or Target or whatever has a Nintendo Switch kiosk and giving it a try.
I
I
can't
was
wait.
just at Target and I didn't even see it. I didn't pay attention though. I kind of like just went past it. I didn't even
Yeah.
look at the kiosk. I was like, it's always.
Yeah, it's there. No, because when they were popping up, I had saw like on Twitter on, I think it was Thursday or something like that, where people were like, "Oh yeah, somebody posted a video playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder." So I was like, "All right, well, let me go here in Best Buy. Let me go to the Nintendo kiosk." And the kiosk was down, but there's still like switches that were up. So I just
Mhm.
went there, and sure enough, it's right there to play. So I was like, "All right, let me try it on the Switch there." So yeah, but yeah,
Nice. All right.
what about you, Geek? What's your most anticipated game of the year?
I'm gonna agree with Ash. It's one of my first official RPG, and that's Mario RPG. I've been waiting just to get this. Now maybe there's hope. Now you can't tell me there's not gonna be hope for Gino in either the new Mario Kart or in Smash Brothers. Then whatever they do, because now it's no reason to say he can't be. Because before, oh, it's too old, it's too this, oh, it's this, it's that, and he looks good. I know it's not gonna be any voice acting, but that would be nice, even if Mario was mute. Still, which that bothered me when I first played and he was mute, and because I was used to Mario talking, and that wasn't too far removed from Mario 3, and I'm not talking. He doesn't talk. Super show. You don't say nothing. Okay. Anyway, Mario RPG. Just to revisit it. it was one of my favorites. I remember the Christmas I got it. I got that in Donkey Kong Country 2 at the same time. And that was like my whole holiday, like, break. So I'm still need to play Sea of Stars though. So
Your
I've been
stars.
just working. I am so behind on everything. I haven't had the mental to sit and like really want to focus on a game for a few hours, because I don't know if this happens to this side note, but if it's happened to any of you guys where if you can't concentrate the game, it's like when you drive sometimes and you know where you're getting, but you're like, how the hell did I get home? You
Yeah.
just like it's like memory, so you just automatically just go through it. And I kind of want to just like enjoy a game and just sit down and play it. Which is probably why I'm excited about Mario RPG, because I already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. No, I hear you. What's up, country? Welcome to the podcast. What about you, fan?
I mean, what I'm excited about,
Mm-hmm.
yep, definitely Super Mario RPG. Just because when Nintendo announced that one, that was kind of like out of left field, like no one saw that coming. Um, Good, like freaking keeping the secret on that one, Nintendo.
Yeah, good job.
But I don't know if there's any other games that I'm like really interested in buying. First thing, probably Star Ocean Second Story
Oh
on the
yeah.
Switch. That one, since I never really got into the Star Ocean series, but I heard that they're always that they're fun, that they're good to play. So
Yep.
I might even pick that one up because that's another one that I've been eyeing. Other than that, in Super Mario Wonder, like everything else is kind of just like I'll get it if it goes on sale. Maybe.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
so I was gonna say, because since everybody's mentioning
Oh
Super Mario
yeah,
RPG. Oh yeah, go
Metal
ahead.
Gear Solid Collection's coming out too.
That's a huge
Mm.
pass for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
me
a huge
too.
pass for me.
Because I saw what they were doing with the port. It's not
Mm-hmm.
they're not
It's
doing a
not a
good
one
job.
for one. Okay, then never mind.
No, they're limiting
And
stuff. It's
it,
worse than the
it
HD
irks me.
remaster.
It irks
No.
me so much because I was like, all right, I'm finally gonna hop into this collection, catch up with all the lore, and have more conversations with my friends or
Yeah.
into MGS, and I can't have the same. Now I can't have it.
No, what you gotta do is easy. Here, you go ahead, you get the 3DS version. 3DS version is the best way to play Metal Gear Solid 3. You go ahead and get the Twin Snakes on GameCube. Best way to play it, even though I had never played the GameCube version. But I
No,
assume
No,
it's
no,
better.
I understand what you're saying, but the
Yeah.
thing is, I was trying to like support the release and
Oh,
let them know, listen, we love the game,
yeah.
so make more of it
No,
without
they
Kojima
yeah.
or something like.
no. If they
But no,
bastardize it, then never mind.
Yeah,
uh,
they already mentioned that they're talking about like what they're doing with it, and yeah, it's worse than the actual HD remasters that came out on PS3 and the 360 back then.
yeah, I'm just so sad about it because like
Mhm.
legit, like I'm not lying to you. The first time I ever saw Snake was actually in Brawl. I never
Yeah.
knew
Hmm.
about him until I
What?
saw him in Brawl. Yeah,
Hmm.
never knew of him. And then and then I listened through all his codex.
Was it Twin Snakes on PS2, right?
No, Twin Snakes
Or
was on
PS1?
GameCube. The
No, I
regular,
mean it came out first on
well,
PS.
there's Metal Gear
The
Solid
original.
1 and there's Twin Snakes. Yeah, Twin Snakes is the GameCube remake. The regular Metal Gear Solid is just Metal Gear Solid.
No, Twins.
Yeah, Twin Snakes is the GameCube version. That's the
Mhm.
remake.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it
right.
Yeah.
was an exclusive for a minute,
Yeah.
like when it first came out.
Still is, yeah, and it
Okay.
has it's never released because I
Oh,
think
so if they
Nintendo.
never did anything,
No, because
they never
Nintendo
let it
funded
go.
it. Yeah, Nintendo funded Twin
Oh,
Snakes. That's why.
I don't know why I thought it just came out like on PlayStation somewhere or something. No? Damn.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, unless
Wow.
they added, I don't think it'll come into the HD remaster because it's a part 2 of that. But yeah, Nintendo funded Twin Snakes.
That makes a
Hmm,
lot of sense.
Hmm.
hmm.
Yeah, and then you have regular Metal Gear Solid, which is the original version. That's the PS1 version.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
But
because Twin Snakes I never played. I didn't even knew it existed until I remember one day I went to GameStop and I saw it. I was like, what? And then I realized it was just a remake of part 1. So I was like, yeah, I already played part 1. I don't need to play it again. And I probably should have. But they just
Mm.
updated it to play like Metal Gear Solid 3, basically. So controls are just at the time were more modernized. But they're not modern anymore. They still they they so that's why I say Metal Gear Solid 3 3D is the best way to play Metal Gear Solid 3. Fight me with it. I get it. The frame rate drops below 30 a few times, but I can actually go ahead and crouch over and walk at the same time. Where OG Metal Gear Solid 3, you're either running, standing up fully to be seen, or you're crawling. That's it. There's no in between.
Oh,
You can't go
okay.
prone. It's
I see
one or
what you
the
mean.
other. Yeah, and
I see what you mean.
I can't sneak. Like that's not sneaking around. Like that's just being 2000.
Yeah, so, but like the thing is, like for the longest time, I know for a fact I can definitely do all those things. But the thing is, at the same time, I also wanted to like support the franchise
Yeah.
itself,
No,
which
I
is
get
why
it.
I was already hype.
No,
I was
I
hyped
agree.
for this remaster. I was like, great, let's get to it. And then like now they're already effing it up. I don't know if they lost part of the source code for the games. I don't know. I don't freaking know.
Why are they doing that? A lot of these, they kind of like half-assing it. Like Tales of Symphonia wasn't the way it should have been when it released. Same thing with
Yeah, Tales of Symphonia was bad.
Baiting Kados. It should have had English dub, even if it was terrible. Like,
did you hear why they did that?
yeah, they didn't sync up. The faces didn't sync.
Well, no, there was
Really?
another thing apparently behind it, because I guess don't quote me wrong. I could have been, I might have stumbled upon this on my own, but apparently they changed a lot of the verbiage to not be gender specific, and because of the original stuff, and there's like also like other things where like I guess one of the things was like, there's like something that says like a good wife needs to do something. So they didn't want to do that because it would offend the modern audience. Apparently, that's why they took out it.
You know what?
Localization.
Yeah, I'll see. This is where I know I'm old.
Okay,
because
that's what it was. Yeah, I knew you were gonna, because that's what it was back then. When it comes to localization games from Japan to the US, there were a lot of changes when it came to dialogue and the box art too.
Yeah,
and yeah,
David redeemed some hydrate, everybody. So if anybody has water, hydrate. I'm hydrating on some Celsius. So
I'm gonna hydrate my own spit, maybe. I don't know. but yeah, that's what it was. But now I feel like the localization for games now has become more lax. They're not doing too much when it comes to the English releases and stuff. So yeah, what you just explained, James, that makes sense. That makes sense to me.
I mean, to me, it's just like, just grow up. Like you're gonna go through life with people saying stuff that you ain't gonna like, and
listen, like,
just go with it. Go with it, man.
That wasn't an excuse for him to do it. It's just like, what the heck? I mean, I guess us Americans are like full-blooded Puritans or some crap like that. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't explain.
It's just, it's just those things there. It's like, it doesn't have to pertain to it. You gotta understand the what it is, and you just gotta know that, like, basically what they're trying to do is not offend you. Just go along with the story, and that's it. That's all it is, right?
Or just don't buy the game.
Or just don't buy the game. Yeah.
Like, they don't have to spend extra money on the localization team.
Just, you know what it is too, is not everything needs a reaction. Yeah, we're in a reactionary thing because everybody has to say something on. If you don't like something, shut up. You don't like a tweet. Look, you can mute people.
You can skip
block it. Yeah.
Exactly. Skip, block.
Don't apply. Just let it fly.
Just because everybody, because no matter what, somebody's gonna be offended. It's gonna be some person that's going to be offended somewhere now, and now it's just the internet lets everybody have a voice about it. But
it's one of those things that like. It's funny, like we like to talk about like stereotypes, right? And I'm probably getting a little bit off topic here, but we like to talk about stereotypes. But a lot of times stereotypes are real, right? There's always that thing that we talk about, like Spanish time, right? That Spanish time is basically, you say, yeah, I'll be there in 5 minutes, and it's like 2 hours actually. But we always
black we got black time.
So we always talk about that stuff.
Asian
but
time,
but it's like facts, and we laugh at it because a lot of the stereotypical things are true, but like, don't let it offend you. Like, if you feel like you got to be offended about that, like, don't.
Just stay home.
Yeah, like, growing up, people expect me to play soccer. I never played soccer in my life, and they looked at me like, "Oh, you must be good at soccer." I could have gotten offended and start crying. No, I was like, "No, I'm not a soccer player. I played basketball and football." And it's just like I
I
could
mean,
have.
that's interesting one,
Nowadays, you
but
say that nowadays you say that to somebody, but well, I'm taking you to court, right away. But
Now I will
yeah,
say though, I did get a little offended a couple times when everybody assumes since I'm black I'm a rapper. Um or that, or I walk down the street, hey man, you got something? I'm like, "Well, just because I'm, um
no, I
yeah,
hear
I
or
don't
or
rap.
oh, geek. Here's a good one for you. Here's a good one for you. When a white person says, "Oh, you're one of the good ones."
Oh, that's yeah. Well, yeah. Somebody this I had a boss. She was real cute. She was cool, but she used to always say, "You're not from LA. You're not from LA." I'm like,
Oh
why?
Lord
I
Jesus.
said, so what? So I think her name was Angel. I'm like, so she was a white girl. She was like, she about my age, but she was like, you're not from LA. I know LA. I'm like, okay. So what do you what? I gotta be Snoop. I gotta be Ice
You gotta
Cube
be
for you to
Snoop,
be,
straight out of
like
Compton,
what do
bro.
you what do you want from me? Like seriously,
you.
this isn't Kansas anymore.
Jesus
Hell out of
Christ,
here.
man. Oh
Oh,
Lord.
that's funny. That's funny. It's true though. It's true. I get that a lot too. They're like, when they ask me where you're from, I was like, I'm from the Bronx. Like, "You're not from there." And I was like, why? Because
Well,
I'm not.
you know what? You say big words.
Yeah, you're not
Or
loudmouth. Like, you're not loudmouth. Like, you're
or
not.
or you speak white or some shit like that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
You
what
say
like
the
big
hell?
words.
Like, bro,
you're Puerto Rican. You must love Bad Bunny. It's like, no, I don't. I don't like that guy.
what?
Like,
That's a
you know,
weird one right there.
that's what it
I didn't
is. They always
I
do
didn't know
that. Yeah.
I didn't know that was a stereotype. What the heck?
Yeah, of course, because Bad Bunny's Puerto Rican, so of course everybody has to like him, right? But
Wow.
anyways, yeah, off topic there. But anyways, yeah, that's the thing that kind of sucks. Because of that, we're not getting voice acting or like the original stuff, which kind of sucks. But
I
I
didn't
don't know.
buy it. I
Yeah,
say
a lot of people didn't. A lot of people were
I,
upset.
I didn't buy it. I was gonna buy it,
Hmm.
but
It's
I am a guy who likes to watch things in my native language. If it's no other choice, I'm cool with
Hmm.
Japanese or Spanish. I used to watch Dragon Ball Z in Spanish because it
On
was easier for them to
Telemundo.
translate it. Yes, it used to
Yeah,
come on early in the morning. I think it's 6 or 7. I
yeah, in the
used to
morning.
watch it,
Yep,
and I'm like,
me too.
I didn't know what was going on. Like
Uncensored.
it had Saga on when we were still in America on
Hmm.
Gohan, and I was sitting there like, I don't know what's happening,
Yep.
but why is Gohan older and getting ate up by this gummy guy? I didn't
Yep.
know.
That's actually, it's funny you mentioned that because I remember one day I was sick from school and I put it on Telemundo and I was just looking for stuff to watch because in the morning everything you will watch is like Nick Jr., right? You're watching like Little Bear and stuff like that, and I'm like, man, what is there to watch? And then I go through and then next thing you know, I see Dragon Ball. I was like, oh, cool, but it's in Spanish, and at the time my Spanish wasn't great. But then I'm like, wait a minute, who is this guy? And they were way past because you remember Toonami it'll go all the way to Goku arriving on Namek and it'll restart
Mhm.
all over again.
oh
No,
yeah.
this was
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
fighting already Frieza, and I was like, what? I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to be sick all week now. Like, I was like, I gotta see this fight. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it sucks. It
I mean,
sucks.
it's not just video games, also TV shows too. All the
Hmm.
old TV shows are not gonna come back anymore. Like the one TV show I definitely want to come back, but it's not gonna come back the way I remember is Boondocks. They made fun of everybody in that show, and I
Yeah.
loved it. I freaking loved it. But you know
Well,
what?
it
It's not.
wasn't the same after the second season after Magruder left.
Mhm.
Yeah. So like, people
Yeah.
just need to,
When they
people just
did
need to grow some balls
the
and
when they
ball-
did the fried chicken flu, and then I was like, I know something's
Oh my
wrong.
god, that
Like
was.
Magruder wouldn't have did that.
I know.
He wouldn't have had no fried chicken flu. I was like, really? That's what happened?
Hey, they kinda-
Slaveland? Okay.
They kind of predicted that with the
That's like-
Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Oh, that Popeye's chicken sandwich took us back 10 years. But yeah, that's a whole other
Yeah, but yeah, like
that damn
man.
crack sandwich. People was out here lined up. I didn't have it. I didn't have it. I think my mom, I took her somewhere like a year or so later, and she said, "You want to try this?" Because people have been talking about. I didn't want it. People were going crazy over this thing.
They
Some
were
people
lying.
stabbed each other. some people stab each other over their sandwich. I was like, oh my god, this is literally the Boondocks episode. It has to be. That makes no sense. There's no way they could have predicted that way, man. They're like the Simpsons now, but black. What the heck, man? Yeah, like I just wish. Yeah, I just wish people can just grow up and just grow some balls, grow something. Like, come on.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, just don't watch it. Don't pay for it. Just ignore it. It's easy.
It's okay to not like something and not say something about it.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep it yourself.
It's okay.
Mind your own business. Mind your own business.
Yep. In the words of 50 Cent, he says, you know, it is that song, what? Nobody likes me, but that's okay. Because I don't like y'all anyway.
Exactly.
I don't like y'all anyway.
Exactly. Like, come
You know?
on.
Oh man. I used to listen. I don't know. I actually I think that was one of his I don't even think that was on an album. That was one of his like mixtape songs. Yeah, that never released because I had like the songs of 50 that I used to listen to never came out. So like every song that I mentioned, people were like, I've never heard that song. I'm like, yeah, of course you didn't. But anyways,
I was like that with Kanye. Sorry, I was still on the on the
no, you're good.
I was like that with him because they came out like around the same time where they were big. I used to listen to his Underground when and I was like, ooh, I like this dude. And then he came out with College Dropout, which is still my favorite Kanye album.
Oh yeah, Touch the Sky.
I always like Graduation.
Yeah. Oh man, I was listening to Touch the Sky. I had that in the store. Classic with Lupe. He doesn't get enough credit. But anyways, this is a video game podcast. So, what is your favorite game so far this year? Actually, did I mention what game I was excited for? I don't remember.
You did.
I don't
No?
think you did.
Okay. Star Ocean. All right, let's move along. No, I'm gonna mention Star Ocean because I'm very excited to play that. I haven't played the second story. It's the only Star Ocean game I haven't played. Or actually, that's a lie. I haven't played Divine Force neither. But I'm very excited to play Star Ocean. I keep hearing it's the best Star Ocean, and I want to see why. Because in my opinion, so far, I love 3 the most. Till the End of Time was just very amazing and classic, and I loved everything about it.
I gotta hop on that.
You never played Till the End of Time?
I never play any Star Ocean game at all.
Okay.
I was thinking about starting. I was thinking about starting the one on the Switch that was already out.
First Departure.
Right? Yeah. That was good too. That's actually a good port.
I was gonna start with that and then play the sequel that's gonna come out. The one you're talking about, right? Yeah. So I was gonna.
You definitely want to do that because you know what got me is last year I think I was playing Star Ocean 4. And what got me was you go into the planets, and a geek, you might know this because Fan, you never played any Star Ocean either, right?
Nope.
No, okay. So you got to play 1 and 2 because in Star Ocean 4, you get to some places like that's Star Ocean 2, that's Star Ocean 1, and because I know the battle things to Star Ocean 2. Yeah, because I know the battle things to Star Ocean 2. You're like, okay, and I picked that up right away.
I may need to go back and play the other ones too because I don't want to mess on any
references,
man.
So it's mainly 1 and 2. 1 and 2 like have a lot of references. 3 is kind of like its own thing. I don't think anything in 3 is used. Star Ocean 5 reuses a song from 3, but that's about it. But it has.
That's the only one I haven't played.
5.
I didn't play 5.
It's short. It's like 20 hours or something like to beat the game.
I heard so many bad things about it that I just never tried it.
It's all right.
Like, I didn't hear anybody say anything good about it.
It's all right. It's not better than the others for sure. At least not better than 1 and 3 because those are the 2 I've really played. But it was okay. It's short. Like that's all I know I can tell you that. Like I beat it in 20 hours. I'm like, that's it. Like that was pretty quick.
From what I heard, like the Star Ocean franchise started really strong, but and it was like on a plateau for a bit because it was like consistent, and then went downhill when the newer ones come out. That's from what I heard from people.
3 was peak, and then you had the remake of 1, which everybody loved. The remake of 2, because remake of 1 added voice acting. Remake of 2, they added voice acting, the anime cutscenes, and then you have 4 came out. And 4 was kind of like it was kind of weird animation. Like I still like it. I like it.
When they start that. That's when they started the baby doll eyes, which I don't mind the baby doll eyes.
I don't. Well, 3 actually started the baby doll eyes kind of.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, but it wasn't as much porcelain faces though.
Yeah,
because they have those they have that Chucky face on 4, like,
Yeah,
and
4,
then
you
the
are right.
eyes are like really they are huge. 3 was more. It had big eyes, but it was still kind of like soft anime, like 90s anime,
Yeah,
almost like that Akira
I
anime a little
agree.
bit.
Yeah.
Oh, Akira, yeah.
Yeah.
Akira! So wait, quick question first
Mhm.
off, sorry. You said you mentioned remake 1 and remake 2. Remake 1 is the one I'm trying to get on Switch, right?
Yeah, First Departure
Mhm,
R
mhm,
is the remake of the remake.
mhm.
Wait, what? Oh,
Yeah, this is the
oh
second
Lord Jesus.
remake of that game.
Got
Um,
all right, got it. All
yeah,
right.
so it's literally it's literally the PSP game but up res for sure. And then you can change the character portrait art, so you can use their new
That's cool.
artwork or you can do the old artwork that was in the PSP version. Um, I think because I replayed that last year. I don't know. I think I used the new portrait because no, I used the old one because their character sprite design is still using the old style. So I went back to the
Oh, damn.
PSP style. Yeah, because
Okay.
it doesn't line up because the clothes and everything they're wearing are
Mhm.
not the same as what's there. But second story are, which is the second one is coming out, the new portraits that they're using, the characters have been redesigned. Like the sprites are redesigned using their new outfits.
Now,
So this one
see,
makes sense.
I had the second story on
PSP?
PlayStation 1,
Oh, PS1?
and I don't like the new art style.
You don't?
Personally, I don't. Nope. I don't think that they had to go that route, and that's why I'm praying. Please, Lavos, don't make them. Yeah, I said pray to Lavos. Don't do that to Chrono Trigger. You don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be like a 2D HD paper Mario type thing. We don't have to do that.
Oh
It
yeah.
could. It could.
It's
I would
far
have
the way
liked
it
it
is.
if it was like First Departure. First Departure didn't look like that. It was
No, it
cool.
didn't. Mhm.
I was cool with the 16 bits, and in the story stacks up enough where we didn't need that. Also, I will say 3 and 2 are the best ones. 6 is good,
There's a sex one?
but
Yeah, that's
6
Divine
is
Force.
the last one is good. It's it's the main story feels like this is no spoiler. The main story just feels like an adventure. It just feels like a side quest. Ray even alludes to it right at the beginning of the game. A mini quest, like a side quest, or and that's kind of how it felt. Like the end of the game, it should have been if that was the whole game, it could have been the best one in
Yeah.
my opinion. And
Okay.
I played 4 out of the 6, 5 out of the 6. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So that's what I'm excited for. I still gotta play Divine Force, which if you have a disc version of the PS5, I think at GameStop is $10 right now. So
Oh
Oh,
wow.
wait a minute. Hold
yeah.
on. I got. Wait a minute. I'm gonna do a side note. I went to go. I still use GameStop.
Yeah.
I went to
Oh
go
really?
pre-order
Mm.
Mario RPG because I'm like, I want it physical.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, you want to use your power ups? You want to do your power up? You do have, 5,000 points. You can take $5 and cut it off. And the girl's talking. I'm like, I help you. Whatever. I said, so I'm just gonna put 20 on. I'll put 20 on Mario RPG, and then I never mind. I'll just do 10, and then you can put the rest on. To give me my power up. I look at my receipt and it's $31, and I'm like, it went up, and she's like, oh yeah, it went up. It
Oh
went up.
yeah.
The new membership is $25 now.
Yep.
So the next day, I went back and got a refund. No, I don't use it that much. Not for $25.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give enough. They give you $5, but if you don't use the $5 a month,
It's gone.
SOL.
Yeah.
You can't
Dang.
stack it. So, and she looked at me like she got on the phone. She didn't know how to do it. She got on the phone with her boss, and she's like, he says it's too much. She said it's not like it's $25 a month. I said I don't use it.
Yeah.
Just take the money and put it on Mario. So now I got 30.
So what
But I just thought about that $25 a month, and I'm not even getting a physical Game Informer. Game Informer hasn't been good since.
Oh, the magazines, the Game
Yeah.
Informers. I missed that too.
So
I miss GameStop
I
too, man.
I did the power up last year, and my renew or no this year actually I did power up this year, and my renewal is not till I think next like June or something like that. But I've been using the $5 a month, and all I do is I just buy $10 Nintendo eShop cards, and then the other I'm just paying $5 for it. So I was like, all right, I'll just use that and stack it up. And what I do is every month I stack it up until I need to use it. So like usually like I'll have like $60. I'm like, all right, time to buy a game on the eShop and stuff. But yeah, like I can get like Star Ocean because they're giving you an extra 10% off of that, so you can get like Star Ocean Divine Force for $9. They have Fire Emblem, was it Fire Emblem Three Hopes for $12 or something like that? It's a ridiculous sale. They have a bunch of crazy games. Bravery
I don't have
Default
that
2
one.
is like
Or that one.
Bravery
Wait.
Default 2 is like $17.
Wait. So what do you need to do to get these deals? Like,
No, by default they're already on sale. A lot of these games are 75 to 50% off.
at GameStop?
Yeah, so like Bravely Default 2 normal is $20 right now. Like with Power Up you get it for 17 because they take
damn
off.
it.
Yeah.
Power up,
Yeah.
damn it.
No,
Yeah, you're gonna
without
be-
Power Up. With Power Up you get it for 17, but by default it should be $20.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right.
Yeah, or am I wrong? Is it not showing up
Oh,
for
you're-
you?
I
Next.
don't know.
No, I'm looking at it right now. It's $27.99 for the game by itself.
But are you,
the sale price.
double check, is
that's
that the
still a decent
pre-owned or
price.
is that the regular?
No, that's a regular.
Oh, what? Unless the sale ended because
Yeah.
I checked, I had it in my cart.
No, they have it for $10, but you have to be the GameStop Pro.
Oh,
to get for $10.
all right. Well, you guys could, go ahead and Apple Pay me. I got you.
You know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you got that GameStop Pro, I'll shoot you $10. Go buy it.
Shu says he went to GameStop right now and
Zelda's man.
says the site isn't working for you. I think they banned you, Shu. They're like, you got too many games. But yeah, no, like I had it in my cart and I was so upset. I was like, man, like, like Geek, you don't know this, but like I dread getting the digital version of the PS5. I got the digital version of the PS5 and I hate it. Like,
Oh, you
It-
have the PS5, the digital PS5?
yes, it was the biggest mistake of my
Oh.
life. Well, maybe not the biggest mistake, but it's a big mistake. And I regret it for so much. I was looking at all these games, like, oh man, Field Chronicles is like $20, I think, and I'm like, man, I want to get that. There's a lot of good deals going on right now. No,
After we talked, what was it? I think it was the first podcast I was on.
Mhm.
And we were talking about physical stuff, and I told you guys I sell eBay. I started
Yeah.
taking all my stuff off of eBay because it's like I'm more of a physical person anyway, but now knowing that this is going to be it. This
Yeah.
is the last generation. Probably Nintendo's going to do it one more time, and then that's it. I was actually going to sell my Earthbound. I was thinking, like, oh yeah, it's just sitting here.
I
I was
would
going to
keep
sell
that.
the book,
Hey,
but
yo.
I was going to sell the book for $150, and that's I was like, okay,
Hold on to that
well,
for a couple more years. It'll go up like triple, quadruple.
that's what made me
more.
say it because I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna. One of my homegirls, she was like, "Don't do that, don't do that." I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And then after we had talked about, I was like, "I'm taking all the rest of it stuff. That's including my anime." I had like Samurai Champloo, the full box series for like $15,
Yeah.
and I was like, "I'm taking it off because it's going." Because what happens? What happens when they shut down 3DS and Wii, and so that's what they want, so they can just resell it to us over and over, and then take something out.
Mhm.
It's like when you take your car to the mechanic, you don't know about a car, they'll take something out or give you an old piece, switch something else out. Man,
They'll give you a censored version of a game.
watch Bait and Kite.
Yeah.
Watch Bait and Kaitos has their DLC, and you can get like a $10.99 for a freaking English dub or something stupid, or you get the
God,
special
that'll be
you get the special edition for
The
10 extra
DLC.
dollars.
We'll sell you one sentence per dollar. Microtransaction.
It's already sort of happening. Like when it comes to like the other games coming out this year, they're like, all right, we're releasing, and also guess what? You can get a physical too. I'm like, no crap, we've been doing
Mhm.
physical for a while. Why are you making it such a big deal?
No, I think
now?
Nintendo's slick. Like, Nintendo actually is being slick, and I'm not really liking. Well, I kind of understand it, but I'm not really liking it because like Metroid Prime comes out, it comes out digital first, and then it comes out physical later. Pikmin 1 and 2 did the same thing, digital first, and then physical later. So it's like all the little stuff they're doing it little by little. It's like, yeah,
They're
you can
weaning
get
us.
this if you want
Yeah.
this right now.
Yeah.
It'll be digital, but physical later, and then they're gonna use that later on. Like, well, nobody wants physical no more. It's like,
Yeah.
no, because everybody wanted to play it right now, so they went in and bought the digital version.
They could very well give us physical and digital, like the old Blu-rays and DVDs used to do, but they don't. It's the same thing.
That's
Like,
true.
I would personally pay $10 extra for it. We should be able to get the code and have it digital and physical. That's cool. Why do I have to double dip?
Yep. I
for the
mean,
same thing, you know.
and for people who say that digital is cheaper, it's not. Like, but
It
again,
it
I just
de- it,
mentioned
it
Star Ocean's
depends.
$10. Where if you go
It,
right
it
now
de-
on PlayStation Network, it's $60 or $70
it
or whatever it is.
it really depends on the market for a digital copy. So
Yeah.
like the reason why I have so many games on my PC mainly because I spend like literally less than $10 for most of the games I have in my Steam
Yeah.
library, right? So I mean, digital it can work
In
that way
Steam
if
it
digital
works,
was way like
or
it can
PC. I
definitely
mean,
work that for PC. So it can definitely work that way if it's cheaper than physical. I'm fine with that. But if I'm trying to spend like literally MSRP for something that's digital that I don't literally own until they like take it down, then what the heck,
yeah,
right? So yeah, so like there are certain situations like I rarely buy anything digital on my Nintendo Switch. Like if I can get it physical, I will get it physical.
yeah,
So like it just really just depends on the market you're looking into. So
yeah. No, yeah, no, I agree. And then going with that, like physical, it's weird. Like physical or not physical with digital, it's one of those things like with PlayStation and Xbox. The reason why they stay at that price, right, is you could only buy from them. So it's like PC it makes sense because you have so many different options to buy a game. So you can buy from Steam, you could buy see their CD keys, Green Man Gaming, Epic Game Store, Ubisoft Connect, all that stuff. But
GOG.
PlayStation is like you want to play, yeah, GOG, right? PlayStation, you want to buy something digital. Well, guess what? You got to buy it from PlayStation Store. That's it. So they'll keep it at
Yeah.
that price. That's the bad thing for that. Yeah. But really quick, so because we've actually gotten a lot over time. What is everybody's favorite game they played so far this year? That came out this year. I'll start with mine since you guys are thinking. For me, it's got to be Sea of
Yeah.
Stars. Like I don't think
Mm.
anything can top Sea of Stars right now. I do want to play Octopath Traveler 2 because that was this year as
Oh, I
well.
forgot about that.
I know that was this year too. I do want to play
Shoot.
that because everybody keeps saying that that's their favorite game. It's a real gem. So I have it. I own
Have you
it.
played the first one?
I have, and I did not,
Oh,
and I got bored of it. I got bored of the
Bro,
first one.
I'm not going to discourage you, but it's really not that much different.
Really,
Honestly,
I heard that it's a lot better. That the story they actually
it's.
no.
Damn.
I got 95 hours into it, and
Yeah.
I'm not.
Don't say
I was
that.
like, I feel it's the same game.
Oh
Don't
man.
don't say that. Don't say that.
Yeah, I'll say that because
I,
I heard everybody's telling me like, yeah, this is, like
I
everybody
gotta
was
say, if
saying
you
this.
want to, I've got all the gameplay recorded. If you want
Yeah.
to take a look at an hour of the game, I'll send it to you.
You
Yeah.
got the credentials.
I,
You got the credentials. I
I,
listen.
I, I,
I-
watch,
I was
watched
trying
the
to hop into
archives.
that series, bro.
Yeah.
did you just see? Look, as a matter of fact, I did it on the archives. Didn't you see
I know,
the
I see
2
it.
hours of it? I mean,
What's the
to be
beginning of
fair,
it?
I tried to make it look better
Mhm.
because I cut out some of the stuff, but it's pretty much the same game, honestly.
Mm.
And to me, just and this is no spoilers because I don't even feel like there's no spoilers like that. Like to be honest with you, I feel like I resonate more, and I'm gonna go all the way back to Saga Frontier than like with that whole story with Blue and Red in the middle. That was hitting compared to Octopath Traveler 2, and I liked it one. I got 120 hours in it. Got 95 in this one, but I just wanted to feel more, and it kind of felt like I was going around pressing the Y, just
Mhm.
like I'm doing this. I didn't need to go talk to everybody or just fight. It felt like, do I have to do those little things and
Yeah.
stuff? It kind of felt, and now you got two. You can do it twice. So you
Yeah.
do one thing in the night and one thing in the day, but you also have 8 characters. So you got 16 different actions that you can do. And that sounds cool, but a couple of the people do the same thing, basically. Just like the first one. The music's great.
That's the main thing. Like I just heard
I
what's the dancer girl? What's her name?
Oh, my baby, Agni. I like Agni.
Yeah, her
I like Agni.
final boss theme. I heard that and I was like, oh, that's a dope song. Like that's a nice.
That's why they came after me because of the music. Their music is great.
Yeah, that soundtrack is amazing. On there. Let's see. Shu says Gravity Circuit is his favorite game of the year. So yeah, it's got to be Sea of Stars. Man, I'm sorry. Like I love Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem was my favorite franchise of all time, but I mean I like Engage, especially the music when you get into the desert area in
Oh
Engage.
yes,
Oof.
it goes hard.
That
Holy
music
crap!
is amazing. Yeah, right when I heard that song, like
Also,
literally, there's one of my
also,
streams. You can hear me for 10 minutes. I'm just like, all right, this soundtrack is dope. Like I changed it after I got that song. I changed all my normal battle themes to be that song. That's it. Like anytime I do
oh
like a
yeah,
prologue or anything,
smart,
that's
smart.
yeah, because I'm like this is the best song in the game. I'm telling you, when you hear that, you're like, yeah, like they literally that whole area is just amazing. That whole like story part too, I think was like peak too. That whole story area, oh, amazing, amazing. I forgot what the name of the kingdom is, but oh man,
I still
because
haven't played it. I just opened it.
yeah, you gotta play because it's like I'm trying to think who you get. You get the princess there is what's her name, Tamara. So you get her, and she has like Ike as her emblem, and then you get her brother.
She's one of the she's a person on Who's That Black Person. I did
I know
make
I
sure
did
that
see that. Yeah,
I didn't make sure that I gotta get her brother, but he has half. So I need to try to find a full portrait of him.
yeah, because he's not a main character. Like he only talks in the beginning, and that's it. See, I think Engage was
Oh,
fun
that
for what it
explains it then.
is.
That's why.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird because there's so in each like place you go to, there's like two characters you get, but one of them is usually like the attendant of Soul Person or like the best friend
Mm,
of Soul Person or the younger brother or something. So he's the brother, but he's like not important. Basically, she's the
okay.
important one. So like they
Okay.
focus on her. It's usually like whoever's the next head of the house is the one that they focus on there. So she's next
So
in line to be queen.
I have a quick question for y'all. For those of y'all who played it, is it better than Three Houses?
I like it better than Three Houses.
Okay.
But hear me out. My issue with Three Houses is I felt there was too much filler content in between the big story beats. And some people love that. Some people like going through school and doing all that stuff. You know, more power to you. For me, I just
Yeah,
like,
that was
you know,
me. I got
yeah.
700 hours in the game,
I mean, I
some stuff.
got
Yeah,
I got
that's what I
100
got.
and something hours in it, and I was doing the Dimitri playthrough, and after that, I was like, nah, no more. But for me, I was like, I just want to go battle. Cool, move on to the next battle. Like to me, the maps are way better than Three Houses. The music is better than Three Houses. I mean, you can Fold and Win. I used to thought Fold and Wins was cool, the normal battle theme,
Mhm,
but when you hear the engage music, you're like, this is better. I do like that they brought back the weapon triangle. So weapon
mhm.
triangle's back, making it a little bit more difficult. What else? I
Nobody talked about it that much. That's why I hadn't played it yet. It was just in
yeah.
plastic, and I was like, "Do I want to spend 100 hours on
Mhm.
another game right now?" And then I used to always like value a game by how fast it goes on
Mhm.
sale or how long people talk about it. Like remember last year, all people talked about
Yeah.
was what? Elden Ring. That was it.
Mhm.
Elden Ring, Elden Ring, Elden Ring. That was it. That was like the main thing people were talking about. And even when Three Houses drop or Persona 5 or certain games, but Engage was people talked about it for like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a
Mhm.
month. And then I just didn't hear anything else like when I know Three Houses was the first one on the Switch,
Yeah.
but when that one dropped, my God, like it felt like it was a year long thing people were
Yeah.
playing. Well, also long as I don't know what.
So one thing I would mention is like I agree with what my brother's saying on Twitch. He says that I think Engage was fun for what but what it is, it feels like some of the characters are super forgettable, which I 100% agree. And I think
Mhm,
that's the thing that Three Houses does have. Like Dimitri's cool, and a lot of these characters, like your dad was, an interesting character. Everybody in there was interesting character. Versus Three Houses, yeah, the main protagonist is just a generic, hero protagonist. But I still think it's better than Three Houses. Like, I'm a classic
So
Fire Emblem guy. I'm the guy who thinks that Awakening was okay, but I prefer Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia a lot more. Hence my I don't know if you can see it, but I'll show it right here. Like my favorite amiibo is these guys, Almond Celica. Like I love that
mhm.
game with like everything.
Actually, I was gonna sell those too, but I forgot. I forgot where I put him.
so
Those things go for pretty good in the package.
So here's the thing with Three Houses. I understand with all the filler content in between and stuff, but the thing is that like you have the option to actually skip all that stuff and just go
Mhm.
straight into it if you want.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, the one of the biggest highlights within Three Houses was actually that said content, mainly between the support conversations. If anything,
Mhm.
that was pretty much their peak support conversation at the time when Three Houses came out. if you look up any support conversation between any characters, you're gonna get a full laugh out of it. Like, look up a support conversation between Alois and Petra. Do you remember Alois and Petra? Geek? Oh my god, I'm so yeah, like
yeah.
what's up? What the
I'm
hell?
I'm on the quest right now to get all of the support conversations.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you.
Alois is literally the warlock that's like the king of dad jokes. Love the guy.
I'm trying to get him to marry my Lady Bailiff.
Nice. And then Petra, she like reminds me of more of a more cold-hearted version of Teen Starfire from Teen Titans. That's what Petra reminds me of, because she doesn't really understand like most of the lingo lingo most of the time. So I love Petra
too.
Yeah, I love Petra for that. Freaking the one I didn't like, because he probably reminded me of Sasuke. He had like a hairdo going on. He was the one that always trains by himself.
Oh, my homie Felix. Oh, that's my homie. That's my homie.
I hate that man. Screw him, bro.
Felix, you know what?
But
Felix
I will give him
got
this.
All the ladies.
I know, but
Felix got all the females.
I'll give him this prop. He went up to Dimitri when he was like in his phase, if you take his route, and said, "Bro, snap out of it. What the hell you doing? What's wrong with you?" And so like even Felix had to come out and like talk you down, bro. Like, shit, nice. I mean, I'm like, okay.
Felix had semi beef with Dimitri from the beginning. Like, that's his whole backstory. You know, but I don't know. I still think Engage is better.
Listen, Bernadette. Don't let me get started when you have Bernadette interact with Hubert, bro. That was bro. You just can't beat the support conversation. Now, I did see the support conversation in freaking.
And Engage, they're not
Engage are funny. Some Engage are funny. Some of them were funny. I have to say they're funny. But like the stuff in Three Houses, man, they literally took it up a notch in between fights and stuff. So I feel like the quote unquote filler content wasn't even that bad at all. It was consistent mostly. That's why most people liked it.
The one thing I would say about Engage, it is very classic Fire Emblem, because for anybody who's ever played like OG Fire Emblem, it's only the main cast that's really grown. Everybody else kind of takes a back seat, right? So going back to like what I was saying, like since Tamara is the next like main focus, that's why she's focused on like after you get her and her brother, like her brother never shows up. Like he doesn't talk or nothing like that. It's always gonna be Tamara. It's gonna be I forgot what the king dude is, or the prince with the red hair is. The one that has Roy, I think he has Roy.
Roy's our boy.
Yeah. But basically the main hires of each kingdom, those are the main ones that talk. Everybody else, like non-existent. Even the cutscenes, right? They don't even show up in the cutscenes. It's only you the main character and the hires. And that's the thing that people didn't like. But if you ever played OG Fire Emblem, it's the same thing. If you got two characters at the same time, Diamant, there we go. If you got two characters at the same time, it's whoever's the main person. That's the one that's gonna talk. You know, everybody else just takes a back seat. Outside of like Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance, like they have a lot more. They have a huge character roster, and everybody gets their spotlight for the most part. But yeah, I gotta say for me, Sea of Stars. What are your guys' game?
So does that be the game? It had to be a game that came out this year.
Came out this year, yeah.
Dang, I was gonna say Outlast 1 because that was fun. Let's see. Well, I still don't have one yet. Did you already say the years or?
I mean, mine's probably Tears of the Kingdom. Just because I haven't played it much, mainly because I don't want to finish it yet.
I get it.
I'm the same way.
I've just been doing side story stuff. Like I don't want to finish it yet.
So deep inside, fan, you really want DLC to come out for this game?
I mean, I'll drag it out as long as possible.
I mean,
that's what I did with Breath of the Wild. Like,
yeah,
like I kept dragging it out, and like I got to the point, like, you know what? I'll go ahead and beat Ganondorf. I'll just make sure I can jump back in and.
Yeah, me too. Like a year later is when I beat it. Finally, when I was like, all right, I think it's time to beat it. So Tears of the Kingdom, good pick.
For me, it's this is funny saying this because going back editing the thing and looking at it, it's not as enjoyable as I remember. I've been nitpicking a lot. Final Fantasy 16. I like it, but going back looking at it, I don't like it as much as I initially, honestly. But I haven't beaten a lot of games this year, let alone a new game. I turned CSRs on, and I played the demo, and that was it.
Once you play it, you'll get rid of Final Fantasy 16 as your pick.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah. No, like if I had to pick a worst game of the year for me, it's Final Fantasy 16. But that's me.
I'm not. It's got
In the words of my boy
that
Shulk.
I'm not really feeling it.
that whole thing. I really enjoyed it, but I don't. You take a party away from a Final Fantasy. This isn't Forspoken. Why can't at least in Stranger Paradise I can equip Jed and Neon and that other girl, I forgot her name. At least I can equip them. I can't equip anybody. I can't do anything. Clive is just, we get it. You're pretty boy, bro. Like every new town, somebody just, we get it. That didn't help your sales. They did not help the sales. The ladies love Clive Snow, but it did not help the sales.
Clive Snow.
That's
a fact.
Clive Snow.
That's a fact.
And his mama is Cersei. It's very Game of Thrones with Attack on Titan merged in a fusion.
Oh, it's on Attack. It's literally Attack on Titan, and I'll keep it at that.
But it's really Game of. I don't know if you guys watch Game of Thrones.
Story wise,
The
story-wise,
yeah,
it's Game of Thrones as well. Yep. Literally, the characters look just like them.
Oh yeah,
It was heavily inspired by Game of Thrones. Yeah.
He's Clyde. He's just, well, no, they probably about the same height. He's just a more handsome Jon Snow.
He's got the little, instead of
a
having
better
a fur
looking
coat,
Kit Harington.
Yeah. I wanted Kit Harington to be Wolverine, but now I'll take Radcliffe.
Well, he's the Black Knight now in the Marvel universe. So
yeah. That's why I said I'll take Radcliffe. Hopefully, somebody that's actually short.
That's true. It has to be somebody short. It does. What about you, Ash?
So in my head, I'm like trying to decide in between Dead Space remake or Resident Evil 4 remake. It's one of those two. Being those, love them both. Damn, I love space, but I do love me some Resident Evil 4, bro. You can't get tired of it. God damn.
Resident Evil 4 was fun. I haven't beaten it yet, but it was fun. I'm already on the prison island area, so I can beat it. I just choose not to.
It's most of the games I've been playing this year was morely like not really RPG like games because like I'm more strapped for time. I'm trying to like at least finish some games that are like legit short. So like a good example is that Outlast 1. I recently played that like 4 to 4 weeks ago. Don't know why I slept on this game for so long. It was scary as hell. A game that old was able to almost make me pee my pants. I'm like, my God, love that. That was amazing. Outlast 1 was amazing. If you listen, that's a good, perfect spooky game for you guys to play for October, for Halloween. Like just play that and you're set. So, and then like recently now I'm now playing. I'm not actually not starting with the Silent Hill series. So right now I'm playing Silent Hill 1 on the PS1 right now, which I'm like, damn, this is like not spooky, but exploration all day. I like this. And then I missed the old PS1 graphics. I missed the old sound design. I'm like, dang.
PS1 has great sound design.
This takes me back. I love this. I'm like, and now it's becoming more addicting for me to play Silent 1 now. And like now after that, I'm gonna do Silent 2 and Silent 3, so on and so forth. I'm not waiting for Silent Hill 2 remake. I don't care about it. I don't. It's gonna take a while for that crap to come out. So I'm just gonna play Silent 2 OG and call it a day. But yeah, in between the two, which is Dead Space remake and Resident Evil 4 remake. Can I just put them both? Just put both of them there.
Nah, gotta choose one.
Damn, bro, come on.
Like Highlander, there can only be one.
Oh dang. Okay.
Yeah, people watching like, what's Highlander? I've never heard of Highlander. Like,
let me see.
Xena, Warrior Princess.
I love Xena. I used to watch Xena all the time.
Adventures of Hercules.
Adventures of Hercules.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
Hercules,
Adventures
yep.
of young Hercules.
Yes.
Like
I'm gonna choose Dead Space remake.
Dead Space remake.
Dead Space remake. Yep.
Good choice. Good choice. Fun fact: you mentioned Adventure of Hercules and Xena. That was like one of the first like multi TV show like crossover that I can think of that I've seen at least. Where you had the episodes with Xena and Hercules together, and and that stuff. But yeah, cool. Well, that's gonna be it for this podcast. We actually went a lot over, so we're not doing video game 20 questions because that will probably be another like 15, 20 minutes there. But we should probably do it maybe next time. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, as always, don't forget like and subscribe to the channel. Try to hit 500 subscribers. So close, so close. Need like 35 more subscribers. If you like what we do, definitely share the channel. We are trying to get, well, not trying. We do have a special guest coming out for coming here in a couple weeks, so definitely stay tuned for that. Super excited for that. I'll announce it the week of, just to be sure that everything is clear and he is still down for it. But it's gonna be a fun special podcast where we're gonna talk about some unique things there, and also kind of hear his story as a creator, like how he started and all that other good stuff there. As you know, I try every time we get a guest. I like hearing everybody's backstory to hear, where they came from, where they're at, and all that other good stuff. And then, of course, we'll have more topics to talk about outside of just that. Geek, where can it catch you at?
You can find me here on YouTube under The Geek Show, and I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If I'm not busy, I usually stream at least 2 times a week on Twitch under The Geek Show. Also, Instagram, I do memes all the time, but these memes ain't for little kids. Like, I was born in the 80s, so I don't really filter. Just throw that out there. Like, you can find me under The Geek Show there.
What about you, Ash?
You can find me at Astrostrium. Come visit my channel that only had a reaction me live reacting to freaking Super Mario RPG that happened like 2 to 3 months ago. I'm gonna try to start uploading again. I just don't know what's a good uploading start, to be perfectly honest. And I got some ideas I can do. So, but yeah, at Astrostrium on YouTube. So,
what about you, Fan?
Yeah, you can find me at Phaneckswhy on Twitch, YouTube, X, I guess what it's officially called now.
yeah.
Also, a huge shout out to Fan on his birthday. He also had his birthday that was earlier this week. Happy birthday, right? It was earlier this
Happy
week,
belated.
right? Or last week,
Yeah,
I guess,
it was
rather.
last week on Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. And he did a 24-hour stream. Like, yeah. So he
I
was
didn't
on
know. I would
there.
have slipped through.
Yeah, he was there doing 24-hour stream, trooped it out, did what was he playing?
Played the Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk.
Did
Nice.
some Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Did
Mhm.
Starfield. Did
Oh, yeah,
Liza
Starfield.
P.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Starfield kept crashing on you like, right at the start.
yeah.
But yeah, I popped into to show that support. So definitely, like as always, make sure you go ahead, subscribe and follow them. Support their channel as well, because we're a podcast team. Without them, this podcast would not exist. It would just be me talking at my screen, unless I create like a second of me and like pre-record me, and then we go back and forth. But definitely check
AI.
out their channel, right? Or AI,
Yeah.
right? AI's there.
Chat
Yeah.
GPT it.
Your consent, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely go ahead and watch their channel. And we do have a new series coming out on the channel called Guess That Song. We are going to go ahead and hopefully have it, if not this week, next week. And we're going to have some matches. Our first match is me against Ash. And the winner of that match will go against the Geek Show. So we'll have to go against you, Geek. And then after that, the losers will go against each other. And then we will figure out where to go from there. We'll try to go ahead and invite some other people and go ahead and continue going. So definitely excited. Definitely stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun there. As always, my name is James from the Random Encounter. Thank you, Geek. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Fan. And we'll catch you guys next time.